Hello everyone, I'm Brior and welcome back to Goodgame Empire. This is a very special thing for me to do on the channel. It's the very first live stream I've ever done, so I apologize in advance for the poor quality. There will likely be some background noise and maybe some other issues as well, but for now, that will have to do. I wanted to make this live stream to keep you guys in the loop about what's going on and all that stuff. So, awesome. Gonna give a minute or two for people to join in the chat. Let me know that you can hear me, and we'll go from there. All right, it's looking pretty good. So as you probably know, Goodgame Empire is not the best video game to live stream with. Not very interesting in the moment-to-moment aspect. It's more about achievements in the long run, but I'll do my best to keep things interesting. I want to talk a lot about YouTube, and I want to give you some updates on videos that I've been trying to make. So we'll go ahead and do that in this stream. Not sure how long it's going to be. As I said, I've never done this before, so probably won't be too long. Let me know about the volume as well. I am looking at the chat. Seems like the volume is good to go for the most part. So awesome. Let's talk about videos. The next video I believe will be food production, but it has taken me quite a while to put together, and there are a lot of things that I've been doing, in fact, over the course of several months to get it ready. As you can see on the screen now, I have 206,000 rubies, and I am not a ruby buyer anymore. I did purchase a few times a long time ago, but I haven't since. And that means that all of those rubies have been accumulated by saving, and that has taken me quite a while. But the reason I am saving all of those rubies is to go ahead and purchase a flag symbol, this one here. Increases food production in all castles by 15%. The very last thing I have to do to get it is to collect a few more achievement points, but I have the path mapped out in terms of how I'm going to do that. In fact, I only need to build a few more woodcutters, or whatever they're called, at level 70 in my main castle. I don't have any right now because at level 70 you're not supposed to, but I'm going to build a few more and turn on the overseer for wood production and try and max that out temporarily, and then I'll demolish them all afterward. But that should get me all of the achievement points necessary, so then I can purchase this and we can make a video out of it. And of course there are tons more things to go into food production, and those are all in the video, so I hope you guys will enjoy it when it comes out. But it's one heck of a video to make. I've been putting in a lot of time, and eventually we'll get there. So that's what's up with food production. Also wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube changes. YouTube has made a few changes that have affected my channel recently. Number one is they've sort of adjusted their algorithm to prefer more recent videos. So they are starting to favor channels that upload videos daily, like Markiplier or PewDiePie, or the really big channels that have the resources and whatnot to do that. I don't, and obviously I upload probably 1 or 2 videos a month, which is sort of sad, but oh well, it's best I can do. And so that means my views have been going down, which is sort of depressing. I guess I'll just have to keep looking in the comments for good feedback and try and make the most of it when I do upload. But of course, one of the reasons I make videos is to share it all with you guys and see what you guys have to say. So I want to have the videos get viewed by as many people as possible. And yeah, I've been seeing my views drop off. It was sort of a realization that I had when I looked at analytics, because all of the views were accumulating in the first day and then nobody was watching the videos anymore. So I think what YouTube is doing is it's promoting new videos in like the recommended videos section, but only if they're like brand new, and then it won't do that anymore. And of course we all know that the subscription thing whereby they notify you of the videos or not has been broken for a while. And so people aren't just getting word of the videos. I also think that due to some of the changes Goodgame Empire has been experiencing recently, people are starting to leave the game. I mean, they've been doing that for a while. But now that my channel is a year or two old, people who subscribed in the early days aren't playing the game anymore, and therefore they have no reason to watch the channel. But we'll see. And eventually I might make videos about games that aren't Goodgame Empire. But I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I do have one planned, but we'll see how that goes, and I will or will not make changes on the channel just based upon that. Other video ideas that I had, commander equipment, that's one that you guys ask me for all the time. Like, I have received so many messages about that, and I want to make it, but it's the sort of video that you can't script, because if you script it, it sort of sounds like Commander Y does this, Commander Z does this, Commander A does this, and thanks for watching. And it's sort of really boring. So I'm going to have to do that one like I'm speaking now without a script at all. And that means sort of a lower quality video. Speech gets interrupted and I mess up when I talk, and you guys should see the recording footage when I have to read the script and then I edit it down afterward, but I'm surprised I'm doing so well on the live stream. Gonna go ahead and make things hopefully a little bit more interesting. I want to jump in and do some Barramond on the stream. As I said, it's a repetitive game. It's not going to be that interesting, but another part of the food production video is getting the Weapon Master title. Let me show you guys that one. I'm sure you've seen it before, but the reward for it is 20% higher food production. So my idea for the video is to go into my outpost here, Food 2, which is my worst outpost in terms of food production, at about 6,500 right now. And my idea is to, during the course of a video about food production, just max that out. Upgrade granaries, put in food production build items, as I said, purchase the coat of arms symbol, and also get the titles and, you know, the whole 9 yards. And I bet I could get that up to maybe 12,000. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I haven't done the video yet. I've obviously put in work. I've written the script and whatnot, but I don't know the exact numbers yet. And I'm excited because that's a permanent improvement for my account as well as the channel and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and do some Barramond. There are, I think, 12 hours left, which is sort of unfortunate. I always get really screwed over with the timing of Barramond. It tends to appear when I have to work or when I can't make videos, and I don't understand how people can focus on it, because with the nomads or the samurai you can run trains, and so you're always engaged. You can send one attack after the next, and you can do that for 5 hours if you have the stamina. But with Barramond, for some reason half of the screen isn't loading. Oh well. Classic Goodgame Empire. But with Barramond, you have to launch one attack and then wait, albeit not very long, but you have to wait, and then you have to launch another one. And I get distracted, and you can't run trains because the watchtowers change in their setup, so that's sort of useless. Massive casualties. Oh, by the way, people attack Barramond watchtowers in all different sorts of manners, and normally they like to tell me, oh, this is the best way to do it, that's the best way to do it. I don't think there is, so I just do it this way. But anyways, so yeah, Barramond has never been an easy event for me, which is one of the reasons why it took me such a long time to make a video about it. Alright. I bought a very special mouse for the purpose of doing live streams and recording some other videos, and I'm not sure if you guys can hear it in the background. You're not supposed to be able to, but I bet you can. It's called a shh mouse. So the idea is the clicking noise is reduced, and I do think it's reduced. I'll hold it up to the microphone. You can probably hear it, but hopefully not in the background. People in the chat are asking me where I'm from. The answer is Maine. I'm in the United States. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, but I'm in the state of Maine. Alright, that attack is underway. For some reason, people like to use feathers and rubies, but I don't understand because all of the travel times in Barramond are already pretty fast, so that's just sort of a waste of feathers. And given that they aren't running the Alliance Glory competition, which is what many players got all those feathers from, you're not going to be able to replace them. So I would not use feathers if I were you. Same with Nomads and Samurai. I might use rubies because you can really speed it up, but I would not use fast travel feathers. They're not worth, well, they are worth more than a few rubies. Discord for Goodgame Empire. I bet one exists. I think I remember somebody trying to set one up. My alliance has a Discord, but obviously that's just for the purposes of my alliance. Many alliances use Skype. I used Chatsy for a while. I'm in a group on Slack, or in Slack rather, with the developers of the game and a few other players and the board moderators, and that's how I get some of my info. So there are plenty of applications for voice chat that people have been using with Goodgame Empire. But yeah, we might set up a group for the channel. That's not a bad idea at all. Spying this foreign castle here. I have not had good luck with the foreign invaders, even though they're from Germany this time. Normally I record the tools in the URL bar, as I've told you guys before, in the Bloodcrow invasion video. But anyways, I use sacrifices like everyone else, and I record, say, 50 wall, because there's a murder hole. So I'll just have to write that down on paper, I guess. And then how many arrow slits? 3, so 210 ranged and 110 on the moat. And I will attack this one on the stream, although it won't be very exciting because it's a small target. In fact, I think I'll show off some commanders in this video as well, because they are interesting. So I'll give you guys a sneak peek. First, let me plop in some sacrifices, though. What did I say? I said 50 for the wall, so that's going to bring us down to what, 74? 8 will do. I'll just use wooden ladders. No reason to use anything else. Going to be the same on the other side. 381 minus 210. Oh no, math. 171. Let's check the Castellan to confirm. 71. So that's going to be 9. I'm going to use these because they're just faster. They have a faster travel speed. And then I'll throw some ranged troops on the flanks. There we go. Let's take a look at the courtyard, mostly ranged defenders as always. So I'll also put some melee troops on. This target was spied recently, maybe an hour or so before I began the stream. We're in wave 5. Good. Many players wouldn't use demons or more powerful troops on an attack like this, but quite frankly, I've starved out so many of them recently that I don't care anymore. I'll just use them, and then eventually they'll starve, but at least I used them for something during their lifespan. Alright, and no need to send banners on this one, because obviously not very many troops. Let's take a look at the spy report. That's not bad. Let's see if there are attackers or not. Yeah, a few hundred attackers and militia, so not a very useful target after all. Anyways, what haven't I talked about? So yeah, I talked about commanders. Let me show you a few. I've been working on commanders a lot recently. I did purchase this, the Strategist, or the Armor of the True Hero, and obviously this was not a great purchase, but I made it a few years ago. I was convinced that it would be able to be upgraded at the Technicus and go up to a 9090. That was not the case. So if you have an opportunity to buy this, don't. But I keep it there as a placeholder, and it makes it so that I have to, when I'm going to attack a target, this pops up as the default commander, which means that I then have to go manually choose one, which I like doing because it reduces the possibility that I'm going to not send the right amount of troops or tools. But anyways, here's the Sorceress. Made a video about that recently. I'm currently upgrading it. I think it's to plus 15, maybe not, plus 10. But the great thing about this one, as we talked about, is that you don't have to upgrade it to plus 20 right away, because it already starts off as a 100-100. Anyways, it's a great commander. If you haven't already, please do go watch that video that I made. Here is one of the Druid sets. I'm missing one piece, but I'm going to buy that piece from the Apprentice Blacksmith when I get enough, I forget what they're called, but points. I'm going to buy some more points from the Nomads when they come around and finish off of that, so that will be good. This is just an empty, not very interesting combinations. This has the old Nomad gear, and for a while it was one of my best commanders for NPCs because I put this hero on it and got some extra troops on the flanks, so that was good, but at this point it's more or less outdated. This is my Necromancer commander that a lot of people saw earlier, like way back, and wanted to know what it was. It is Thorn Armor and Soul Catcher, I believe both from the Thorn Kingdom. Put those together and you get a set bonus of ranged combat strength. So that pretty much made a, I don't know, 40-40 by itself. And then I have some more troop strength and wall protection reduction from these pieces. So it is actually a very solid commander. Let me see. What is my wall reduction? There you go. I'm not going to add those two together, but it's high. Pirate and Buccaneer. This is the famous combination with these two pieces from the Storm Islands and these two pieces from Blade Coast. I made two of those and I put flank space gems onto them recently. I was experimenting because we have the ability to remove and replace gems for free, but it's worked out pretty well. Flank space gems are really good for NPCs, and so I still use these pretty often. This is the Treasures of the Savannah set, part of it at least. This is something that you can buy from the Barremond Invasion, which is not the Battle of Barremond. The Barremond Invasion is the version of the event where tents appear on the green map, but we haven't seen it in a year, so I haven't been able to finish that set, which is sort of bothersome, but oh well. This is the Legacy of the Goat Cult. It was the first ever commander for the seasonal event, for the first seasonal event, I should say, a few years ago. I did not get it then, but I bought these pieces from the Apprentice Blacksmith. Here are two more spring sets, and then I have a few more sets as well, and I'll show those off. Obviously this one's just the Invader, and you guys probably know what these are, but I'll show them off and I'll talk more about them and commander gems, and I'll probably end up using a few of them, all in the commander equipment video that will eventually show up on the channel, maybe someday. Other video ideas that I had, and you guys can let me know in the comments what you think I should do, but I wanted to make videos about the best and worst updates of the game. Best updates is fairly straightforward. What alliance am I in? I'm in the Unforgiven, which is, I think, 9th on the server. Now it's 10th. But anyways, best updates, fairly straightforward. Worst updates, that's sort of like a complainy video, and I don't like to complain about things, but I figure that most of my audience likes it when I complain about things, because the video, The Death of Goodgame Empire, got a ton of views when I published it, so that's probably content you guys want to see, and there are some awful updates that I could talk about, so I want to do that someday. In a few weeks, I will be going off to college, which probably means that somehow, if it's even possible, there will be even fewer videos. But I do tend to find that the amount of time I have to make videos has very little to do with my motivation. In fact, it might be sort of like an opposite, because if I'm very motivated, I'm going to make a video whether I have time or not. I'm going to make time. And so that might be the case in college. I don't know. But rest assured, I won't be sacrificing academics to make videos. What else? Oh, I wanted to plug my Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, it might be a good idea to do so if you want video updates. It's your choice, obviously, but I tend to release things a little bit earlier there. I'll release parts of videos. I will release scripts sometime, and I will also tweet out tips for the game. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, that is twitter.com/Brior47. I actually got the correct link. Anything else chat wants to know? I'm looking at it now, so if you got questions, now's the time to ask. Be a slight delay while I wait for them, because I bet there's like a 30-second delay. I'm surprised there are actually a full 37 people watching. Not that big of a channel. Surprised people haven't messaged me in the game yet. I do see some resources coming my way, so probably a stream viewer, and they were just canceled. There we go. There's our Bearmont hit. Normally, the Sorceress Commander does better. Alright, is it possible a demonstration attack on Stranger? Yes and no. Most of my videos are scripted, well, all of my videos recently are scripted, and so to make an attacking PvP style video, I would probably arrange an attack upon a friend or just someone else that wanted to participate. I am not great with PvP. Goodgame Empire sort of, you have to have 6 waves to be good at PvP, and I have 5 right now because my Hall of Legends isn't caught up. But maybe someday I will make some more PvP videos. They were among the first that I made, but obviously the first that I made are lower quality. So stay tuned. I would probably be willing to do something like that. Did I enjoy the war with the Asylum? I did not, because I was working all throughout that. I had to work at my real job, and so I lost a few thousand attackers. They were sniped, and I had no time to play and participate, so I didn't. But ordinarily, I love wars. I like to collect honor from them, because I can't really attack anybody outside of war, because I'm afraid that I'll attack a subscriber, so I can't get any honor. And of course, in a big alliance, you don't really get attacked from other players because they're too afraid of retaliation. I don't know. But ordinarily I would enjoy war very much. It was a good one. It wasn't too personal like the server war is, and the server war is never going to end because there are people who are offended. But the war with the Asylum was nothing like that. So for most players, that would have been fun. And had I been around, it would have been fun too. What's the ideal number of farmhouses you should have at a lower level? 50. You're going to end up with 15 anyway. Depends upon what kind of outposts you have. Hopefully you have superfood outposts, which are the ones that appear like this. They're up elevated on a hill. They're shiny. The food icon is on the left. And if you have one of those, 15, because that's what it can support, maybe even 16. Depends upon what you can fit. But the reason you want to have at least 15 is you can use build items. I've even heard that there are base food production build items. Well, there are. I know about those. But I've heard that they are not mutually exclusive with the regular food production build items. So you could actually have more than 15 if you wanted. Up to you, but at least 15. How do you use ranged melee in foreign events? So I assume you mean like sending attackers. You probably, if you were watching the stream a few minutes ago, you saw me send off this attack. So the first wave is the sacrifices, and then you follow up with ranged troops, and you use mantlets, like I have here, to reduce the strength of the enemy's ranged defenders to 0. And so that means you're only fighting against the melee. Why is that? Against a target that doesn't exist. Okay, there we go. So you're only fighting against the melee troops, and they are weaker against ranged. So the order is sacrifices, then ranged soldiers, and then you look at the courtyard to see what you want to send in the other spaces, because all of your troops will go to the courtyard. And in this case, they'll be fighting against ranged defenders, which are weaker against melee soldiers. So I put a lot of melee soldiers into that attack. So hopefully that answers your question. What am I going to study in college? It's my intention to major in philosophy. And there's not a whole lot you can do with that other than open a philosophy store. So afterwards, I will probably go on to law school. I'd like to be a judge or a federal prosecutor or something along those lines. Don't think it's too far out of reach. What's the best way to farm glory? That would definitely be foreign invaders. Preferably the ones that are from Germany, because at least on the United States server, I've heard that, for example, if you're playing on Romania, the foreigners from the US are terrible, just like the Romanians are for us. But if you're on US 1, the best server is Germany. You should get a lot of glory flags, preferably Horsetail Standards. You can probably hear the mouse clicking. I'll stop that. You can buy those from the Nomads and then just go right to town. You're going to have to clear out a ton of small targets, but if you get lucky, you'll get a few big ones and go from there. Okay, how do you stack up mantlets? In my recent quick tips video, I showed you guys how I made tools, but essentially what I do, and I'll check to see if these stalls are full right now, is I make wooden mantlets in ice, sands, and fire. There we go. And then I send them to myself by sending them to Barramond, which can be done for free. And then when Barramond ends, they all come back and are delivered to my main castle. So the advantage is I don't have to pay to ship them between kingdoms. And then I move them to my outpost. And in terms of the other tools, rams I don't have to worry about. Ladders I just buy from the armorer. In fact, I'll buy a few of them now because I can never have enough in sands. Go through ladders like nuts. There we go. And that takes care of my tools. Can you show us your public orders? Sure. I assume you mean just like how much public order I have in each castle, so let's do that. I think I can use the fancy storehouse overview for that. Let's see. No, I guess maybe not. Oh, here it is. Public order. Alright, so castle, which is my main castle. Almost 10,000, almost 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. It's less in the kingdoms for some reason. I guess I haven't put in the samurai decorations in ice. Fort Rorb, which is Brior backward, 9,000. And then 7,000, so there you go. Those are all going to be around, let me check. Well, they're going to be different. The castles that I have the samurai decorations in, they are all going to be around 300%, which is pretty good. Nice. What server? If you're asking me, I am on US1. How to get the decoration you have spammed in all castles is the Fountain of Inner Peace. You can buy it from the samurai vendor. It's about, I think, 1,100 samurai tokens, which is pretty cheap when you compare it to decorations like, for example, this one here, which you have to go through a whole event to get, and the samurai decoration is actually better, offers more public order than the Seas of Death. So it's an excellent decorative item. They did just introduce more powerful ones though, so keep your eye out for those. There is a better deco item. There are many better deco items. This one, for example. Playing Goodgame Empire since 2015. I think I've been playing since 2012, not just on this account though. As some of you know, I had an account beforehand that was just named a string of numbers and letters. It's gone now. Alright, so let's jump back into Barramond. If I'm to have any chance at all at this point of getting that last title, I'm going to have to really start hitting the watchtowers. I am feasting, but I can't really feast fast enough to replace the dead troops. I don't know. Barramond's not the best event for me. I've been building these small tents. I think the ideal way to tackle it would be to first bring over some fast-moving troops, like the assassins. I had a few, but they were killed in that war. And you can use those to satisfy the No Mercy quest, which I've talked about before. See my guide to Barramond for that. And then you can get free Splendors of Barramond for extra gallantry points. Meanwhile, you should obviously be doing the thing with the auxiliaries, running as many attacks as you can with that. Tents here. I don't think many players bother with tents, but if you were to if you were to try and do the best possible at the event, I think the strategy would be to build a bunch of tents, and then obviously you get more space for soldiers from doing that, and then you can use soldiers to run simultaneous attacks. And as long as you're willing to burn through a lot of soldiers, because there's no way you're going to heal them fast enough, then you could get a lot of gallantry points. But I'm not the guy to go to for advice on Barramond. The Unforgiven, which is my alliance, has been doing very, very well on Barramond. Melp, he's a member of our alliance. OK6, member of our alliance. They're competing for the top 1 spot. HC Babe, also a member of our alliance. Chromosome, also a member of our alliance. Siamara, Cowboy, also members of our alliance. So we're doing really well. Unfortunately, there are no alliance rewards for that, though. Buy more spaces on Berry? You mean just expand the castle? Yeah, I'll do that. But, as I said, there's only 12 hours left, so I don't know. Sort of pointless. Alright, so it's been half an hour, which is probably a good length of time for a stream. Remember, the highlights from this stream are I'm working on the food production video. It's taking a lot of effort, but I think it will be one of the best videos on this channel when it comes out. I need a few more achievement points before I can buy that flag symbol, but once I do so, I'll be probably in the editing phase for that. Hopefully I don't have to wait until Barramond comes around again. Also, the commanders, I showed you a few. There will be a commander video soon. Best and worst updates. Again, if you want to send me tweets or leave comments on other videos suggesting what videos I could make, that would be nice of you. Twitter is Brior47, twitter.com/Brior47. Post updates there, tips for the game, follow me or not, depending upon if you want to. And yeah, that's all. So thank you for watching the stream. I will probably never do a stream again, but you never know. If I do, there will be less background noise, and it will probably be a higher quality thing as well. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and goodbye.